Many investors treat retirement accounts like rival teams, committing to either the 401k or the Roth IRA based on common half-truths they find online. Jake and Marcus provided direct comparison. Both reached retirement with $885,000, but Jake's savings are entirely in a 401k, while Marcus kept his in a Roth IRA. Jake pulls $60,000 from his 401k. The IRS taxes this as ordinary income, and after his standard deduction, his federal tax ban is roughly $5,100, leaving him with a take-home of $54,900. Marcus pulls an identical $60,000 from his Roth IRA. His federal tax bill is zero, allowing him to keep every dollar he withdraws. Over a 25-year retirement, Jake pays approximately $127,000 in federal taxes just to access his money. Marcus pays nothing. At this stage of the timeline, the 401k appears to be a major liability. The tax consequences extend to other benefits. Jake's 401k withdrawals count toward his combined income, which the government uses to determine how much of his Social Security is taxable. In Jake's case, 85% of those benefits are now subject to the IRS. Marcus avoids this calculation. Roth withdrawals do not count toward combined income, effectively shielding his Social Security checks from being taxed. Unexpected events test these accounts further. At age 50, both men face an emergency requiring $30,000 in immediate cash. Jake turns to his 401k. Because he is under 59.5, he triggers a 10% early withdrawal penalty on top of his 22% marginal tax rate. To get that $30,000, he loses nearly a third of the withdrawal to the government. Marcus uses a specific feature of the Roth IRA, the ability to withdraw his original contributions at any age without taxes or penalties. He pulls the $30,000 he needs with zero loss. Based on these factors, the Roth IRA offers flexibility and tax immunity that the 401k cannot match. However, judging these accounts solely on withdrawals ignores the mechanics of how the money is actually earned. The focus on tax-free withdrawals overlooks the primary advantage of the 401k, the rules for how money enters the account. This chart shows the impact of a standard employer match. When Jake contributes, his employer adds to the account, providing a 100% return on investment from day one. This is a structural benefit the Roth IRA does not offer. That match compounds over time. Jake's match alone grew into an extra $354,000, a figure that outweighs the tax savings Marcus achieved over his entire career. The contribution limits also favor the 401k. High earners can shelter $24,500 a year from taxes, while the Roth IRA limits contributions to just $7,500. This allows for a strategy called tax shifting. A high earner can defer taxes while in a 32% bracket and pay them later in retirement at a 12 or 22% bracket, keeping the difference as profit. For anyone with access to an employer match, avoiding the 401k means walking away from hundreds of thousands of dollars in guaranteed wealth. The 401k also removes human error. Because the money is deducted from a paycheck before it reaches a bank account, the savings process is automated and consistent. But the 401k has a long-term requirement. At age 73, the government mandates required minimum distributions, forcing you to withdraw money and pay taxes on it, even if you don't need the cash. The Roth IRA has no such requirement. It can grow tax-free for the owner's entire life and pass to heirs as a tax-free asset, making it a powerful tool for estate planning. There is also the reality of national policy. The United States national debt currently exceeds $36 trillion. If federal tax rates rise in the future to manage this debt, every pre-tax dollar in a 401k becomes less valuable. In that scenario, the tax-immune dollars in a Roth IRA gain relative value. The Roth IRA functions as a hedge against a future macroeconomic environment where tax rates may be significantly higher than they are today. Jake and Marcus both missed opportunities because they limited themselves to a single account type. Financial professionals often use the waterfall method to capture the strengths of both accounts while minimizing their respective weaknesses. Step 1. Contribute to the 401k up to the full employer match. This secures a 100% return on those dollars before they even begin to grow. Step 2. Direct the next $7,500 into a Roth IRA. This ensures a portion of the portfolio is completely immune to future tax hikes, and provides an accessible emergency fund. Step 3. If funds remain, go back to the 401k to utilize the higher $24,500 contribution limit, sheltering more current income from high tax brackets. This sequence utilizes every available advantage: the employer's free money, the tax-free growth of the Roth, and the high tax shelter capacity of the 401k. When evaluating retirement strategies, avoid the temptation to choose one account over the other. Long-term security comes from the mathematical discipline of using every tool the tax code provides. Meet Jake and Marcus. They're 30 years old, earn $75,000 a year, and share the exact same goal: retire comfortably and never worry about money again. The difference is the account they choose. Jake signs up for his company's 401k. He puts in 10% of his salary, and his employer offers a 4% match. That is $3,000 a year in completely free capital. With the match, $10,500 goes into his account annually, entirely pre-tax. Jake's paycheck barely feels the hit because the IRS hasn't touched that money yet. Marcus takes a different route, opening a Roth IRA and maxing it out at $7,500 a year. He gets no matching funds, and he gets no tax break on the way in. Every dollar Marcus contributes comes from money he has already paid taxes on, making his paycheck lighter than Jake's from day one. Both men think they are executing a flawless financial strategy. But one of them forgot to count what the government takes on the way out, and the other forgot to count what he gave up on the way in. By year 5, Jake is sitting on $64,000, while Marcus has $46,000. Jake's account grew faster because $12,000 came entirely from his employer. Combined with no initial taxes, Jake has a powerful growth engine. Marcus, on the other hand, paid a heavy upfront toll. At his 22% marginal tax rate, Marcus needed to earn $9,600 in gross pay just to get $7,500 into his Roth IRA. Jake has a bigger account, a bigger paycheck, and free money from his boss. On every visible scoreboard, Jake is winning. But his victory is an illusion, built entirely on a tax envelope that he just hasn't opened yet. Fast forward to year 10. This dual-line graph tracks both accounts over their first decade. You can see Jake's line pull away early, but around the 10-year mark, the explosive growth gap between the two accounts quietly stalls. The 401k is popular because the upfront tax break feels incredible, but delaying a tax bill is very different from canceling it. Let's calculate Jake's true after-tax wealth by stripping away a conservative 22%. But when you apply that same 22% tax liability, Jake's real wealth drops to roughly $360,000. His six-figure lead shrinks to a fraction of its size, comprised almost entirely of just his employer match. The continuously widening balance on a 401k statement is a mathematical mirage. It masks the government's exponentially growing share of the capital. Now, we have to look fairly at the Roth IRA. It carries severe structural limitations that advocates often ignore. This stark graphic outlines the rigid constraints of a Roth. Marcus is heavily restricted by a painfully low $7,500 annual limit, while Jake can pour over $24,000 into his 401k. And if Marcus's career takes off, the IRS enforces strict income ceilings, permanently locking him out of contributions once he earns $168,000. There is a massive opportunity cost to paying taxes up front. Every year, Marcus pays about $1,650 more in taxes than Jake does. Over 3 decades, if Marcus had invested that money into a regular brokerage account, it could have grown to nearly $195,000. The Roth IRA demands heavy, immediate financial sacrifice. It forces you to operate within rigidly tight boundaries that a 401k completely bypasses. After 32 years of consistent investing, both men retire at age 62. Here is a final bar chart showing the results. On paper, Jake is a millionaire, sitting at $1.23 million. Marcus finishes out with $885,000. But the mechanics of the way out are brutal. Every dollar of growth Jake withdraws gets taxed as ordinary income. He loses the benefit of long-term capital gains entirely, paying the exact same rate he would on a regular working paycheck. Then, starting at age 73, the IRS implements required minimum distributions. The government forces massive withdrawals from Jake's account, whether he needs the money or not. This can easily push him into a higher tax bracket than he experienced during his entire career. To make matters worse, those forced 401k withdrawals count as income. This can trigger an unexpected trap where the IRS decides to tax up to 85% of Jake's Social Security benefits. Jake's 30-year victory lap is instantly undermined by compounding IRS liabilities the very moment he attempts to use his own money. Marcus steps into retirement under a completely different set of roles. He faces 0 forced distributions, 0 trigger taxes on Social Security, and absolute flexibility to access wealth. A 401k paper balance is ultimately a joint venture. The government owns an undefined percentage of the capital, and they dictate the terms of the exit based on tax rates written in a future you cannot predict. True financial independence is not determined by the gross number printed on a retirement statement. It is calculated by understanding your after-tax reality and knowing exactly how much of that wealth you are simply holding for the government.